Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So across the region right now, we have some winds that are not too terribly bad out there, but we do have some rain falling fairly heavy in some locations. We have a southeast wind right now at about 9, but we've had some higher wind gusts over the course of the overnight. So expect more of that, I think. We have an explosion of shower and thunderstorm activity out in Gulf waters. You can see that in this cluster right here, plus some more down to the south of that. Still just off the coast of the Yucatan, lifting north. I think Cuba going to get inundated once again. Some of this storminess down to the south, if it lifts northward and holds together, could have a greater impact on us down the road. We'll watch and see how that plays out. Hurricane Hunter aircraft went out, investigated the storm, and did find some stronger wind gusts and some isolated pockets of thunderstorm activity. So the wind speeds have been increased a bit. Now 50-mile-an-hour winds. We have a north-northeast motion, still at about 14. Some forward speed increase was seen, and the timetable possibly for this storm making landfall increased just a little bit. Lots of wind shear out here, so further strengthening not really likely. In fact, some weakening prior to landfall is certainly possible. By about 1 o'clock this afternoon, 1 or 2 o'clock, this storm will be at its closest pass by us. That's when I think our chance of seeing some of the stronger winds, if it still holds together, is possible. And there's some high uncertainty in just how strong the wind speeds will be along our coastline, but there's probably about a 40% chance that we may, right along Anna Maria, Holmes Beach, Palmasola, may see some wind speeds that approach tropical storm strength or are just a little higher than that. So, that's enough to bring you some power outages and such, and break a few tree branches if the rain is heavy enough as well. So that's a possibility later on today, some power outages. By tonight, it's onshore. And by tomorrow, it's over on the other coast up toward Georgia. So much improved weather thereafter as the storm makes its trek out into the Atlantic, eventually skirting the Carolina coast by tomorrow afternoon. As I mentioned, on this track, we are brushed by the possibility of some tropical storm force winds. This yellow is the outlined border of where those tropical storm force winds might be. And as we head into the afternoon, that will be the most likely time to see some of those stronger wind gusts as the storm moves on by. The thing is, these are not going to be widespread tropical storm force winds. They're more likely to be contained within thunderstorm cells. The other thing is we have some wave heights out here, which are fairly significant from data buoys, and some wind speeds further out in Gulf waters, which are significant. So obviously not a good time to be out in the open waters. So stay in port. But the thing is that with these winds coming in at us out of the southeast at time of high tide at about 1 o'clock this afternoon, we have the potential, if there's some stronger winds at that time, at high tide, some of those waves propagating out from the center of the Gulf waters, we have the potential for some localized urban flooding, particularly out there near Holmes Beach or Anna Maria. We also have some strong thunderstorm cells out here in the Gulf, and the RPM computer model continues to show those moving onshore throughout the course of the morning and into the afternoon. With that kind of motion, we could probably see some total accumulations in the 2 to 4 inch range across our coastline as we head into the afternoon. And there is the potential for some even heavier rainfall if we get some stronger cells moving one after another over the same locations. We have some isolated pockets of some heavier rain possible. Again, street flooding, some low-lying flooding, that kind of thing possible with this system. Wind speeds are high out there on the open waters for boaters. Obviously not a good time to be out there. Extremely rough conditions. Stay in port. And there's the high tide we're going to be watching today, 107. That one is going to be interesting to see if we do indeed get any slosh over or some poor drainage with that high tide. 82 our daytime high, 100% chance of rainfall. Much improved conditions tomorrow. Back to you.